There are so many worktop options. Which do you recommend, granite or quartz? Because I'm not sure the difference. It's absolutely a Harry question.
So I've actually been in the kitchen industry for over 20 years. I started off being a kitchen designer, so yeah, worktops, and there is just so many products out in the market. But quartz is a man-made material. Granite is a natural stone. Again, you've got a lot of color variations. With quartz, you have more consistency with color, whereas with a natural product, you have, I always recommend that you go to wherever the yard, they call it a yard, but where all the slabs are basically, is to physically go there yourself and pick the stone that you like, because you sometimes get a lot of color variations with natural stones, like especially like marbles, granites. It's very important to make sure you like the amount of veining and the color variations that you're going to get, especially where there are so many color variations. So like one slab to another will have a complete different pattern, but they're called the same thing. Whereas with quartz, it's a lot more consistency with the colors, not as veiny as large patterns. If you're wanting to do something like book match, so sometimes you can get the worktop and then your splashback is like a book match design. Marble or granite is definitely a good option for that. However, the disadvantage of going for a natural stone is it is porous, so it will stain. I mean, obviously if you've got something like black granite, it won't stain, you won't see any stains. But if you've got the lighter shades, things like tea stains, red wine, turmeric, you've got more chances of it staining, and you've got to look after it a lot more because it is a natural product. So there we have it. There is, I would always go quartz because I think it's just a lot more harder wearing. I mean, I've got quartz at my parents' house, and you can literally take the hot pan off the stove and put it straight down, and it's absolutely fine.
I was going to ask you which you would go for, and how does it compare price-wise? Because I'm sure people are thinking that too.
It's really hard to know price-wise because it is down to, there's so many different things that you've got to consider, and it's always best to get a couple of quotes based on what stone you like. You always have price brackets based on, it's like when you buy a car, like you will have your Series 1, your Series 5, they all have different price brackets. It's the same with like when you go for natural stone. Different brands have different pricing. They may be the same, but it's a different brand and it will have a complete different price point. And you've also got to take into account fabrication, so getting that material made into the shape of your worktop, the fitting costs. So there's a lot of things involved. I would generally say that it would be on par with each other. Some quartz can end up being cheaper than granite, but there are some granites out there that are just really expensive because of the beauty of the colors that you get in them.
Mm-hmm. So you need to think about hard wearing, not just coming down to budget, and then compare your options.
Yeah, I mean, I've had clients, they've done quartz worktops, but because they love the pattern of granite, there's a lot of imitation products out there that look like granite. There's porcelain now. You can actually get porcelain worktops. You can get the book match, and then they'll just go for something really striking as a splashback. If they've got a massive splashback, that's a focal point, they'll just go for something very striking, but just keeping the worktops very simple.
Yeah, that's a nice way to do it. And we do a lot of porcelain tiles in bathrooms, but as you say, by the time you've cut them down, you've tried to kind of fake the mitre, so you haven't got the tile edge, you may as well pay for natural stone. It's tricky, isn't it?